What's up? How you doing? Sunday night. The weekend is over. Getting ready for a new week. I saw earlier today that Bob Saget had died. I was a bit of a fan. I still would watch him on YouTube when he would be on Joe Rogan. And I used to watch that show Full House years ago, back in the 80s. And I actually bumped into him a few years back. He was staying at a hotel in New York. I was at the same hotel. And we were both waiting for the elevator. So I saw him there. But life is short. Yeah, so today I was watching some Paramotor glider videos. And kind of interested in getting involved in doing some paramotor gliding. It just looks so much fun. So much fun. You go up to, I don't know, 10,000 feet and 35 miles an hour. You go across. I don't know if it actually goes 35, but you know, it's they're pretty quick, and I would take it out to Death Valley. Death Valley to me seems like a good place to practice, and I like Death Valley anyway. Death Valley is very silent. You go in there and it's very peaceful. It's the same kind of quietness you get when you go to the San Andreas Fault Line. There's an area past Soda Lake, and I've been there a few times, where there's no noise, no sound. It's just you. No birds, nothing. And all you hear when you're walking are your footsteps. Very peaceful. But I went one time when it had just rained the night before, and the ground was like mushy. If you don't have four-wheel drive, do not go there. You will get stuck, and AAA will not come and get you. Remember years ago there was something called ALA. I think AAA bought them out. Get some water. Nothing beats cold water with ice. Best combination. Anyway, yeah, so I'd like to get involved with paragliding. Saw some videos. Guy was sipping coffee up there. And there was one guy who had gone, I think, like 15,000, 16,000 feet up. Right through the clouds. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that at first. And then I saw other videos where the canopy, the parachute, the glider, collapses for a little bit and you free fall. Some guys, it collapses when they're close to the ground. I see them crashing into the ground or crashing into a bunch of trees. That does not fascinate me. I don't want to crash into the ground, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's something interesting to me. So I had to get up and get my soup cup over here. This is my favorite soup cup. Anybody who's a Rocky fan will know exactly what this is. But I like to put a little chicken soup in here, get a little spoon, and eat it on a nice chilly night. You know, nothing beats good soup on a nice chilly night. Sometimes you go up top on a mountain and it's, you know, maybe, I don't know, 38 degrees up there. You get the stove going and get some soup on there and then pour it into this. But anyway, if you're a Rocky fan, you know exactly what this is. This is the cup of soup, the cup that Mickey Goldmill, the trainer, he's actually sitting there one night on his bed watching television, and he's got this, like, you know, whatever, I don't know, he's got some kind of soup in here, and he's eating it while he's watching television. He's watching, I think, Apollo Creed, Badmouth Rocky, and he's got this. So that's what that is. And then he goes over to Rocky's house and says, let's knock his block off, and Adrian's on the side over there. She's like, no. Yeah, I liked Rocky too. Some people, you know, originally Sylvester Stallone said that the reason he directed it is because nobody wanted to direct it. They didn't find the script, the story, to be a good story. And I disagree. I thought that was a perfect story. You know, that was a very good story. What other kind of story could you make? That was the one. So, yeah, that was it 79 it came out? Yeah, and I've mentioned this before about Rocky 1. I was a kid when that movie came out. And I remember being on a road down the Cape. And I remember one day, I was on my bike. Back then, kids could ride their bikes when they were little. Now you can't do that anymore. You need 5, 6 adults over the age of 40 to supervise you. Back then, you were, 7, 8, whatever years old. You could be on your bike by yourself, riding around your neighborhood. So I was on my bike and I was on this road, and there was a drive-in theater, and they had this big billboard in the front with red letters that said Rocky. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what Rocky was. I thought back then Rocky was the bad guy in the movie. I thought he was like a villain. And it was everywhere. Commercials, Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. So I would go, and I remember that specific day. It was drizzly out there. It was a bit rainy. And I was on my bike pedaling up that road, and I look over and I go, "There's that movie again, Rocky. Rocky's the bad guy." So, and I didn't see it there at the theater. I saw it on television for the first time. I remember it was Thanksgiving, and it came on, and they said it was like ABC or something, ABC Night at the Movies, and tonight Rocky. And so I sat and I watched, and I go, "Oh, that's a cool story." I got into it. And then I saw Rocky 2 the same way. Rocky 3 I saw in the movie theater, and that was crazy. I went a few times, half hour before the movie. I don't want to get there too early and wait around. And it was like Rocky 3 sold out, Rocky 3 sold out. And I was like, "Oh, come on." And then I went again. I was all excited. I get there and I'm in line and I hear Rocky 3 sold out. So then I'm down the Cape. A very quiet part of the Cape there, and I was over at my cousin's house, and she said, "Anybody want to go see a movie?" And I said, "Sure." And I said, "Let's go see Rocky 3." And she said, "Yeah, I want to see that." And I warned her. I said, "I tried to see it a couple of times, and it was sold out, and I think it's going to be sold out here." And she goes, "I don't think so." So we ended up going to this quiet little movie house, and get in there, and it's just us. Get the popcorn, and I'm expecting everybody to be in the theater, but I was very excited that we ended up getting a ticket. We get in the theater, and it was us and like 2 other people, and we sat in the middle. Back then it was like the side, the big wide middle section, and the other side. And we sat in the big wide middle section in the center, and I don't do that anymore. When I go to a movie now, I sit on the aisle. I want to be on the aisle. I don't want to be in the center, especially when there's a lot of people. You want to get up, you want to go to the bathroom, which I never get up. But I don't want like 50 people on this side and 50 people on that side, in case I do have to get up. And I will say something funny. This is many years ago. I was in high school, and I went to see a movie with a friend of mine. And it was packed. And nowadays you can pick the seats you want before you go in there. So, they have a little computer screen and you pick the tickets you want. So I always pick aisle seats. In those days, you went in there. If it was sold out, it was sold out. So we ended up going in there, and there were 2 seats available way over by the wall. And you had to go through a bunch of people, maybe 15 people, before you got to the 2 seats that were available. So we get in there, and he sits right against the wall, and I sit next to him, and a bunch of strangers to my left. And we're watching the movie, and then, I don't know, maybe about an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, I could hear him snoring. So he was snoring, and I'm looking at him snoring over there, all comfortable, like he was back at home on a chair. And the movie ends, and people start clearing out. And I leave. I don't wake him up. I let him, rest like a big baby. And I'm outside in the lobby now. And I don't know, maybe 15 minutes went by, 15, 20 minutes went by. And the ushers were cleaning. They had their brooms out, and they were cleaning. And they actually had to go wake him up. And when he woke up, he looked around, and the theater was empty. And he comes out, and he was all angry with me. It was funny. For me, it was funny. But anyway, yeah, I wasn't, thinking don't fall asleep in a theater like that, You go see a movie, go see a movie. Unless you don't like the movie. If I go to see Star Wars, like somebody grabs me and I have to go and see some kind of Star Wars connected movie, I will fall asleep. I cannot watch Star Wars. I do not like Star Wars at all. Don't take me. Leave me home. If you're watching this video and you know me, do not take me to see a Star Wars movie. I hate Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, anything connected with George Lucas, anything connected with the Star Wars franchise. Don't involve me in that. I don't want to go see that. I'd rather go see The Deer Hunter. Anyway, that's it.